fruity, fresh. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have another of the special releases of Diageo, the Caol Ila, unpeated, 15 years old, vintage 2000, bottled in 2016. It has 61.5 ABV, quite hefty, and an extreme price of over €100, dollars, pounds. Yeah, there were several bottlings of this unpeated Caol Ila already. I think this one is the 11th. And they started years and years ago with an 8 years old. And well, there is a small amount of malt whiskey produced at Caol Ila which isn't peated, which is not produced with peated malt, but with normal Highland style malt. And I have no idea how much this whiskey is, how many weeks they produce the unpeated style, but they have to clean up the complete equipment because there are always some residues in the vats, in the pot stills somewhere, which carry smoke. So they have to clean up all the things. So I think this will be in the break when they're doing all the repairs, changing pumps and so on, when they clean up everything. And after that time, I think they will start with the unpeated Caol Ila for production. There's a small leaflet in this box I received from the distributor. Thank you very much for all those samples, so that I'm able to taste all these whiskeys without opening those really expensive bottles. And there's this book inside, and yeah, for Caol Ila, they say they're 15 years old, and this remembers me the first Caol Ila, the first original Caol Ila from the Flora and Fauna series was a 15-year-old. And today this bottle is incredibly expensive because they stopped production in 2003, 2004, around that. So, adopting the forceful style of earlier unpeated expressions, this complex Caol Ila faithfully displays the make's typical youthful and vibrant DNA, as it marries their glorious fruit and hints of smoke, and the sea with smoke-matured tannins becoming succulent and softly relaxed with water. Style of earlier unpeated expressions. I have my doubts. In former times, when energy was very expensive and coal was expensive and has to be shipped to Islay, everybody distilled with peat on Islay for the firing, for the production of barley, for the drying of the barley. So everything was peat. So the early expressions should have been peated. And Caol Ila should be a classic malt from Islay because it's typically very peaty. Yeah. Limited edition, yes, in natural cask strength, 61.5, so I have to dilute it a lot. Caol Ila is the name from the sound of Islay. So it's the Gaelic name. So Islay is pronounced in English Islay, but the natives, the Ilachs, say Islay, and so it's Caol Ila, and everybody thinks about coal, about smokiness. No, it's Gaelic for sound. Distilled in 2000, the first of this series to come from the new millennium. No, that's not true. The year 1 was the first year in the first millennium, and the year 2000 was the last year in the second millennium. The new millennium started in the night from 2000 to 2001. So it's from the old millennium. Yeah, too exact, I know. from refill American oak hogsheads and refill European oak butts. So we have hogsheads, which means they are refabricated ex-American bourbon barrels, which are, well, increased in volume to 250 liters. And typically they are quite re-refill. And the refill European oak butts means those were old sherry butts, but they were used several times so that the sherry influence is out from the staves, but there's still a lot of intense tannins from European oak in those staves. Limited availability, yeah. Appearance, pale gold with green lights. Yeah, some greenish, but I think it's the green from the green screen where I put my pictures in. Fine, brief beating. Unhurried in the nose, delicate and precise, offering little clue to the forceful palate. Fresh and squeaky clean, opening with fresh green apple above a soft creamy layer of toffee and malt. Yeah, body light, palate challenging and perhaps too powerful to really appreciate its natural strength. I think so. Essentially fresh, light and spirited with a sweet taste overall. Finish compelling, though still powerful, deeply warming, with all those alcohols in it, with bracing late menthol and eucalyptus, soft and smooth with mortar. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. And here is the small sample, so that I do not have to open this expensive bottle. So here we go. No, just smelling first. Fruity, fresh, and then an alcoholic note, a strong alcoholic note, and a little citrus behind. So this is quite fresh for a 15-year-old. No smokiness at all. So this is the taste of Caol Ila, which you typically do not have with a peated Caol Ila, because all the smoke is covering those subtle aromas. And some oakiness showing behind, some spiciness showing through. Yeah. Just add a little to reach ABVs below 50, and it's quite difficult to get the mixture right. Still marks in the whiskey. A lot lighter. The alcohol is gone. More citrus. And this mint, this eucalyptus. Yeah. Cooling my nose. And the oakiness faded a little. Still there, but very faint. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oak is coming, really intense, spicy, mouth covering, and a hint of oiliness. The typical Caol Ila has some oily notes, which on one hand come from the viscosity of the water alcohol mixture, which is the highest viscosity is between 43 and 46. But on the other side, from, well, the oils, the fusel oils in the whiskey. But here the oiliness is very, very little. without knowing that this is Caol Ila, I wouldn't have the slightest idea where this whiskey came from. So it's a typical Highland style, but it's not that Speyside fruitiness. It's darker, fuller. So I wouldn't have the slightest idea where this whiskey might have come from. Yeah, wonderful piece of work. There are always, or there had been always, bottles left from the vintage before. So there should be enough volume of those bottles on the shelves. And in the special releases of Diageo 2016, this, I think, is the cheapest available bottle. So yeah, probably the demand is higher, but as I said, no idea how many bottles there are. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned and feel free to share this video with your friends. And if you have the chance to taste this whiskey, please add your comments in our whiskey database on Whisky.com.